Does your daddy have a safe?
Need money to fix your sleigh?
Exactly.
Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of digital fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn. Today's deck is one I'm pretty stoked about. Just in time for the Christmas season, this one is called Hoarders, and we are hoarding all of the presents, which just makes sense this time of year. We're using Homunculus Horde in an Esper brew, using Caretaker's Talon and Enduring Innocence to draw tons of cards, make tons of copies, and then we have a ton of ways to synergize with all of that value. It's absolutely nuts, and I love it. Please like this video, help me get it out to more people. I would appreciate that, and be sure to subscribe so you never miss an upload. Also, catch me live Monday through Friday over on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/QuarantineCapricorn, because if I'm alive and I'm breathing, I'm there and I'm streaming. Happy holidays from ours to yours. Let's break down the deck. Just in time for the Christmas season, this one's called Hoarders, and there's a good reason for that, because we're spitting out more tokens than ever before by injecting a little bit of blue into this token deck. So, first of all, the core of this deck revolves around Caretaker's Talent. We're making a ton of tokens, we're drawing cards every single turn, every time we make a token. Not every time we make a token once per turn, but every single turn we're making tokens and we're drawing a card. So we basically get to draw double cards. Now, this is something that's been going around on the ranked ladder for a while now, so this shouldn't be anything new. We're also running 2 copies of Enduring Innocence for a similar effect. This will not trigger when a token enters, but instead trigger when a creature with power 2 or less enters. And again, this is only going to trigger once a turn. So we've got a total of 6 copies between these 2 cards to help us just draw a ton of cards off of things that have power 2 or less that are tokens entering. And the reason for that is because we're injecting blue specifically for 2 very important cards. The first of which is Homunculus Horde. 1 blue and 3 for a 2/2 Homunculus. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a token that's a copy of this creature. So it kind of has like a Scoot Swarm vibe, except it triggers off of drawing your second card, not off of landfall. You can't break this the way you could break Scoot Swarm, because with Scoot Swarm, you could get multiple lands into play in one turn and exponentially increase what you're putting out. This only happens once per turn. But the cool thing about Homunculus Horde is it's a 2/2, not a 1/1. So you're going to be double the power, however many tokens you have, over like something like a Scoot Swarm. But you can also get this to trigger during your opponent's turn, so you can still make copies. And the copies will make copies as well. So once you get a few of these out, and you get your engines rolling, and you're making sure to draw a second card every turn, it exponentially turns into insanity. And the great thing about Homunculus Horde is when you play it with Enduring Innocence out, it will draw a card off the Enduring Innocence, immediately make a token, the token will come into play, and if you have Caretaker's Talent out, you'll then draw another card off the Caretaker's Talent. So once you have your first Homunculus Horde token, then it's just the gloves are off. At that point, every single time you draw your second card, you're making tokens to draw more cards, and it just gets insanely crazy. Now, because we care about tokens and we care about drawing second card, Teferi Temporal Pilgrim is a perfect fit. 5 mana planeswalker, gets extra loyalty counters whenever we draw cards. We have a 0 cost loyalty ability to draw a card to trigger all of our stuff. We can also -2 to make a 2/2 Vigilance creature token, which will trigger our Caretaker's Talent and Enduring Innocence to draw us cards, and then put loyalty on the Teferi, or double the Homunculus Hordes. It just gets insane, but then also when we're drawing cards, that 2/2 Vigilance creature is getting bigger and bigger and bigger with counters as well. So Teferi and Homunculus Horde are just insanely synergistic with each other and with Caretaker's Talent and with Enduring Innocence, and the entire deck is sort of built around that. That being said, black is still nuts, so we are playing black. The other blue cards that we have, 4 copies of Inquisitive Glimmer, because this deck is chock full of enchantments, and this basically lets you cast double the cards in the early turns of the game. and get out all of your value super quick by reducing the cost of every enchantment spell you cast by 1. So if you can get this out on 2 and get it to stick, you can start playing, 2 cost Caretaker's Talents, 1 cost Builder's Talent, which is another enchantment that we're playing in this deck. When it enters, we get a 0/4 wall. It will be a token, so it will trigger the Caretaker's Talent. It will have 2 or less power, so it will trigger Enduring Innocence. And then if we level it up, every time we play a non-creature, non-land permanent, or rather whenever one enters, we don't even have to play it, we'll put a +1/+1 counter on target creature we control, so we can start to beef up all of these tokens that we're making. But then the real kicker here is for 5 mana, we level it up to level 3, and then we return any non-creature, non-land permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we can't grab the Homunculus Horde, but we can grab a Teferi. If our opponent deals with our Teferi, we can get it back with Builder's Talent, which is nuts. We can get back all of our early game plays that are mostly non-creature enchantments that make creature tokens. We can get them all back. We can get back our Caretaker's Talent or Enduring Innocence. We have so much value and so much versatility in choices of things to get back with level 3. Super good. And the 0/4 wall does help us survive the early game against aggro really well. But Builder's Talent works even better with another key card in this deck, which is Invasion of Tolvada. 5 mana for a battle siege with 5 defense counters. When it enters, return a non-battle permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. That alone is nuts. We can get back our Teferi, we can get back our Homunculus Horde, we can get back any of our other value, the Caretaker's Talent, the Enduring Innocence. We can even use a Builder's Talent, level it up to level 3 to pull an Invasion of Tolvada out of the graveyard, and then that comes into play, pulls something else out of the graveyard, and then we have an invasion sitting there as well, ready to be flipped. If we do manage to attack into this and flip it, which is pretty easy to do with some of the creatures we have in this deck, we get the Broken Sky. Creature tokens you control get +1/+0 and lifelink, and then at the beginning of your end step, you create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. So if for some reason we then run out of gas, at the end of our turn, we're making a token creature every turn, which means at the end of our turn, at the very least, we're going to trigger our Caretaker's Talents and our Enduring Innocences for free. But it gets way crazier than that because we have so many ridiculous token creatures in this deck to get that +1/+0 buff and lifelink. Whether it's all of the token copies of Homunculus Horde getting buffed, getting lifelink, which is nuts, or all of the tokens that we're making with Teferi that are getting bigger with every card that we draw, or some of our other options, such as Corpses of the Lost or Case of the Stashed Skeleton. We're running 4 copies of each of these. They're making skeleton tokens. We can be aggressive with the token we make with Case of the Stashed Skeleton. We can be even more aggressive with the token we make with Corpses of the Lost, giving everything haste, all of our skeletons haste, and +1 attack. But again, all of these tokens coming into play are going to be able to trigger our card draw engines, and easily swing at Invasion of Tolvada to flip it, since we get haste from Corpse of the Lost, and they definitely don't want to block our Menace dude and kill it so that our case turns into a tutor so that we could just go grab whatever we need. Maybe another Invasion of Tolvada, maybe a Builder's Talent that eventually gets leveled up to get a Tolvada back out of the graveyard. There's just a ton of versatility in this deck, and it's absolutely gnarly. We're also running 4 copies of Shelter by Ghosts as our removal of choice. Now, we normally want to try to play this on a skeleton created by Case of the Stashed Skeleton, because not only is it a lot harder for them to block, so we can swing in easier and get that lifelink to matter, but if they kill the Case of the Stashed Skeleton, we get value. So a lot of times, even if they manage to kill the thing that the Shelter by Ghosts enchants, once it's gone, the case will be solved. We can sacrifice the case, find another Sheltered by Ghosts, and just exile their thing that we need exiled all over again, which is really nice. Or sometimes we don't even need to grab the Sheltered by Ghosts. We could grab a Builder's Talent, level it up to pull a Sheltered by Ghost out of the graveyard, or grab an Invasion of Tolvada to also pull a Shelter by Ghost out of the graveyard. There's so many ways to just get our Shelter by Ghost or reuse our Shelter by Ghost. It is the perfect removal in this deck, and the lifelink absolutely matters, as does the ward. An awesome addition. We're also running 1 copy of Proph's Eidetic Memory. It is an enchantment, so it gets a cost benefit from the Inquisitive Glimmer. Draws us a card when it enters, so it helps us trigger all of our stuff like Homunculus Horde and Teferi. But then as we draw cards for the rest of the game, we get to just spit out +1/+1 counters on things, which is going to be happening a lot considering the Caretaker's Talents and the Enduring Innocence and the Teferis, just all of the crazy card advantage that we have in this deck. So 1 Proph's Eidetic Memory I think is worth a slot. In a similar way, we also have 1 copy of Liliana Dreadhorde General. Not only can this spit out tokens to trigger all of our engines and our synergies, but whenever a creature you control dies, you get to draw a card, even if it's a token creature, and then drawing that card is going to trigger all of our synergies with the Horde, with Teferi, etc. So Liliana's just awesome even when we don't get to her crazier abilities. But since we go wide with tokens in this deck, the -4 is really good for us as well, because if we're up against a deck that is running really good quality creatures that we need to get rid of, we can -4, each player sacks 2 creatures, they have to get rid of their good stuff, we just get rid of 2 of our crappy tokens. Maybe it's a wall token from Builder's Talent, or maybe it's a Case of the Stashed skeleton token, and then we get to solve the case. So we can get a lot of value out of Liliana, even if we never make it to the ultimate, and obviously the ultimate is nuts. -9, each opponent chooses a permanent they control of each permanent type and sacrifices the rest. Pretty nuts. We're also running 2 copies of Overlord of the Mistmoors. I think this is just the perfect 4-drop for this deck. Creates value, gives us token creatures. Those token creatures have flying as well. Sometimes that's really important, depending on what deck we're up against. And then eventually this turns into the creature. What's cool about Overlord in this deck is that if it goes to the graveyard for some reason, we can get it back with Invasion of Tolvada, and it will come back into play as the creature side. So our Invasion of Tolvada gets a little bit better by having these big valuable targets to hit, but those targets themselves are actually way more efficient because we don't necessarily have to play it as the 7-drop thing. We can play it early for 4 mana or even 3 mana if we have Inquisitive Glimmer out to give it the cost reduction, and we just get all of our value online super quick, and it's awesome. The deck can be aggressive when it needs to be with the skeletons and all the +1/+1 counters, but it can play the long game like crazy due to Homunculus Horde and Teferi and just all of the card advantage with our enchantments. It's bananas. You have to see it in action, and we're going to do that. We're going to do that right now. The mana base in specific is in the description, so check that out if you're interested. Let's check out the games. This actually looks pretty good. We are going to keep this, and we are going to take it to the bank. We're going to start with Undercity Sewers. Do we keep the Shadowy Backstreet? Feel like we're going to need mana, so yeah, I'm good with that. I am good with that. We'll play Inquisitive Glimmer. And then next turn, if the Glimmer sticks, we'll play Corpse of the Lost and Builder's Talent, which is not going to happen. So we'll probably just play Builder's Talent and Shadowy Backstreet. I guess it depends how aggressive we want to be. We want to get this Backstreet out as soon as possible so we can get to turn 5 Tolvada. So right now, that's kind of the tiebreaker. And with 2 Tolvadas, even more so. Even more so. So we'll do that. We will do this. We could put something in the yard for Tolvada, which is really nice. Case of the Stashed Skeleton. Yeah, we're going to do it. I'd rather have it in the yard than in my hand. It's just free value if it's in the yard. We'll draw something else. Infernal Vessel. Sure. So we'll go Verge. We'll go like that. Guess it doesn't matter, right? No attacks. We don't need to give him his free demon. We'll just hold stuff back as blockers. And we'll wait patiently. Unstoppable Slasher. Okay, kills our dude. With the dead weight of all things. No blocks. We'll take 2. We will take 2, my friend. What do we want to get back? Guess we Tolvada. Grab the case. Hit for 3. Would have been really nice if we could have lined up those counters to go on our skeleton so we could flip our Tolvada. That probably would have been game, to be honest. Thing is, if he attacks with everything, he doesn't have a blocker for our menace skeleton. Unless he plays 2 more, which I highly doubt. And we get to flip Tolvada, and then everything gets crazy. Crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Hello. Target creature can't be blocked. Sure. That's fine. We go to 8. Really not worried about it. We could Corpses of the Lost. Don't think we really need to. We're going to go Enduring Innocence. We're going to swing at the Tolvada with our Menace dude. We're going to flip it. We're going to get the Broken Sky online. And now everything's going to get bananas. We're going to split up our power. Draw a card off of the Enduring Innocence. We've got a metric ton of lifelink. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're online now, baby. We are online now. We are online now. Cut down my skeleton, which means we get to solve the case next turn. And we have all of our blockers still. Alright, kill another one with a dead weight. All of that is fine. Unholy Annex. We'll gain some life. And everything is glorious. 5 mana. 5. Guess we probably want to do this. Oh baby. And yeah, we'll trade with your Infernal Vessel. I don't think we really care anymore, because we're gaining so much life. It's just not gonna matter. We solve the case. We get a token off the Broken Sky. We just have too much value now. Duress me. Okay, we'll just get it back with Tolvada. Like, crazy, crazy, crazy. Or Builder's Talent. We can get back the Tolvada with the Builder's Talent, so he can't even get rid of the Tolvada. It's crazy. Absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. Tolvada. Builder's Talent. Counter. Counter. Draw a card. I guess we can't swing for the full amount, but we can get it down to 1 and gain 4 life. And we've got plenty of blockers. It's only a matter of time, boys and girls. It's only a matter of time. Oh, baby. Duress me again, sure. 2 overlords. Insane. Another Enduring Innocence? Yes, please. I would like that. I would like that, sir. You know what? We should have leveled this up first, shouldn't we? Well, we'll still go like this. Fetch. There's so much we could fetch. We're just gonna fetch a white land, though. We need land so that we can do more. He's got the boy. It's fine. We have infinite cosmic power. Infinite cosmic power. Another broken sky. More triggers. More triggers. All of the triggers. Take action. Take action. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Double broken sky is insane. Like, what is he gonna do? He can't overpower us. He can't. Oh, you're making it so we can't be blocked, so we go to 9. Just gain it all back. We will gain it all back, sir. Go for the throat. One of those guys? Okay. Sure. Let's draw some cards. Dude, just crazy. Just crazy. Counter. And another. And another. Smacka, smacka, cracka, lacka. We'll swing in for a casual 24. Casual 24. No big deal. Just a casual 24 damage. Alright, so everything's dead. We gain a ton of life. We get more tokens. Bananas. Absolute bananas. Absolute bananas. Come on, 𝑉. Sack half creatures rounded up, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Discard 2 cards in my hand. Glimmer. Overlord. The Enduring Innocence comes back and triggers the Builder's Talent. Dude, it doesn't get much better than that. It doesn't get much better than that. Archive. Get rid of the land. You have 7 mana. Can't do everything then. 1, 4, and 2. Oh, this will be 3 actually. Wow. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah. It is over. So over. So over. This hand actually looks really good. We're gonna keep it. We got our Homunculus Horde, guys. Maybe you'll get to see that one in action. Start with an archive. Dump the Tolvada. So we can always get it back with a builder's talent later. Getting closer to things that are relevant as we're curving out, especially land, is much more important. Alright, Inquisitive Glimmer it is. So next turn we can Corpse of the Lost and Shelter by Ghost, which might be really good. So we'll start with Sheltered. Do we eat a Heir Apparent or do we eat an Authority of the consoles? Well, if we eat the Heir Apparent, we get to attack this turn. And I like that. I like it. So we're doing it. Can our Homunculus Horde go wider than his Heir Apparents? We will find out. You can't target the Glimmer, sir. Oof, you should have saved that. That was a bad idea. Man, we should just be aggressive, right? But I'm going to try to be mana efficient. Set ourselves up for some insanity. We shall see. If I top deck a land, man, ooh boy. Patchwork Banner, sure. And do you have anything you can use the mana on? Just gonna hold back blockers for the Glimmer. No, gonna swing. We've got lifelink though. It's not. That's not smart. That is not smart. Caretaker's Talent. Case of the Stashed Skeleton. Draw. Create a copy with the Horde. And we will make another copy of the Horde. So that we can get absolutely insane with it next turn. Gain more life. Here we go, baby. It's time for the Horde to pop off. Are you ready for Horde shenanigans? Are you ready for Horde shenanigans? Because we're doing it. We're doing the shenanigans. I mean, do we even need to play Enduring Innocence? Probably not. Probably not. Another Homunculus Horde. Okay, well. And we get 3 more. We give him a bunch of life. Sure. See, the patchwork banner is buffing them all up. So we're going to get rid of that and swing with everything. He can block the Inquisitive Glimmer and kill it if he wants, but he's just going to be trading one ℍ𝕆𝑚 for another ℍ𝕆𝑚, not be able to get any tokens off of it. We're still gaining life, and he lets our other stuff slip through. So I'm not worried about it. Sure. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of life. And we might as well return the corpses to our hand. We have plenty of life. Our Homunculus Horde is going wider than his ℍ𝕆𝑚. Think about it. Crazy. You think that's wide? Wait until next turn. I got Sneasels. I got such Sneasels, boys. Here we go. I could have just buffed all my tokens with the Caretaker's talent, but this is way more fun. Oh, baby. Smash into me. Hello, sir. Ooh. Well, you're down to 1. You get a token. Congratulations. But, I don't know if you're gonna get there in time. He's got a Sanctifier, though. It's not nothing. Yeah, he's gaining 3 life. And drawing a card. He has enough mana to play another one. And he'll gain 4 life. So we'll be at 8. And he's got a lot of blockers. That is not nothing. Shadowy Backstreet. Dump the Gloomlake Verge. Let me think. Because we could just buff the team right now. How many blockers does he actually have? 12? 12. We have 14 creatures. If we buff, he can let the 2/2 through. And then it would be a 4/4 and he'd go to 2. So he wouldn't be dead. If we buff with Caretaker's talent, we don't have lethal. That's a little bit frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna need to draw cards. What just happened? What the hell just happened? That guy hit a panic button or something? We were totally gonna win. Did he hit a panic button? And just like boot us out of the game? Like what the hell? Is he hacking? I think we might have a hacker, guys. It's fine. We'll just keep it moving. We were gonna win that game, though. Let's be honest. We'll keep 7. We're gonna start with Undercity Sewers. Dump the Backstreet. Glimmer on 2. Renegade Spellslinger. We still want the Glimmer on 2. Gives us options next turn. But I mean, he's probably just going to use removal, right? I think to get the most... I think we're going to play the other Inquisitive Glimmer. That gives us insane value next turn. We could play Corpses of the Lost for 1. Caretaker's Talent for 1. Or we could play one of those and the Overlord of the Mistmoors. I kind of like that. Let's do this. Counter it. Sure. Well, now we'll do this. And we'll smash in. And now we have, like, tons of craziness. Voidwing Hybrid. It's a bit late for something like that. Alright, we start with Builder's Talent. And then we level it up. And then we Caretaker's Talent. Oh, we don't have another white left to level this up. Maybe we shouldn't have. Maybe we shouldn't have. I don't think it's going to matter. We're so far ahead. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. My dog is snoring, though. That matters. Hi, Bandit. I know, you're just waiting for me. Experimental Augury. Find what you need. Give me my 3rd poison counter. It's a day late and $1 short, I think. A day late and $1 short. Well, Backstreet. 1 mana away from Liliana. And we'll keep it. And we'll swing. He's got to have removal and the blocker. Serum Snare. Okay, well, he's got it. Let's see what he's got now. He needs to deal with both of our dudes. Vraska's Fall. I don't want him to quit the game. But this is the right play. I feel like if I sacked the Glimmer, he wouldn't quit the game, and I'd get to do all the things I want to do next turn. Bummer. Bummer! Yeah, this looks a lot better. We don't necessarily want the Liliana this early, but we only need 1 white with what's currently in our hand, and we've got it, so we're going to keep this. We're going to Undercity Sewers into a Plains into a Glimmer. That's what I think we're going to do. Oh man, double Glimmer? Double Glimmer? Do we keep another? No. We can't keep another slow land. It would be really nice for Liliana, but it's too cute. It's just too cute, everybody. Alright, Glimmer's down. Will it survive? Will it survive? That's the question. Whether 'tis nobler to live, to die, no more. Okay, well, archive. Keep that. So the question is, do we want a Builder's Talent Prophesidetic Memory? Or do we want to just get the Corpse of the Lost out? Or do we want Inquisitive Glimmer? We're gonna have 4 mana next turn. Let's do this. Prophesidetic Memory. Draw a card. Put a counter on the Glimmer. Swing for 3. Since he's playing red, this helps our Glimmer avoid burn that might kill it, potentially. I mean, he's also playing black, so it might not matter, and we know he has Scorching Shots, so it might not matter, but still. Increasing the chances that this Glimmer can survive, it's pretty good. It's pretty good regardless. Seize the spoils. We are seizing the spoils. Another Corpses of the Lost. Too bad we don't have another black mana. We could do some wild stuff. But we will do this. White, blue, another Inquisitive Glimmer, and then a Corpses of the Lost. Put another counter on the Glimmer. Get in for 7. Alright, he's down to 10. We got a whole lot of value on board. Millennium Calendar. The Millennium Calendar. Brotherhood's End. Well, at least we get to keep 1 Glimmer. So this must be an all will be 1 deck, right? It's a little bit worrisome. Alright, I guess we Undercity Sewers. The Verge will let us play Liliana next turn, so we're going to keep it. Corpse of the Lost. Schmackadoo, wackadoo. Now he won't be able to Scorching Shot the Glimmer, which is nice. We will swing for 11 and he's dead anyway. So... oh, he's not dead anyway. We swing for 9, not 11. I got ahead of myself. I got really excited. I think it might be a little bit too late for all will be 1 at this point, if that's what he's doing. I assume that's what he's doing. Chandra. Let's see. Each of up to 2 targets. So can't kill the Glimmer. Can add mana. And then copy a spell. So if she has creature removal, a 2-mana creature removal spell like Go for the Throat or something like that, she could kill both of these. Nope. That's all you can do. You toast. You toast! We didn't even get to play our Lily! Sigh. Alright, I'm gonna keep this. This looks fine. We're gonna start with Shadowy Backstreet. Undercity Sewers. There's a part of me that kind of wants to keep that. Not gonna lie. But we'll dump it. We'll dump it. We need more gas. If they end up killing our Glimmer right away, we're going to be in a really rough spot. We won't have anything to put our Sheltered by Ghosts on. So, we really need to get closer to more creatures. Especially now that we know we're up against Mono Red. So it's definitely right to toss that land. Swift Spear. No blocks. Mama didn't raise no fool. It's fine, guys. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Do this. We'll do this. We get some ward. We eat a dude. Alright. There are 0 ways he can kill our dude. And the lifelink means he can't race us. And next turn, we'll put the other Sheltered by Ghosts on him to give him an additional ward too so that he can't kill it. Perfect. Glorious. Hallelujah. Alright, we're going to keep this. We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it. We're going to start with Backstreet's back. Alright. And we're going to keep a land. Because we can. A land because we can. And we're going to hide our third color for now. But it will be pretty obvious pretty soon. Pretty soon. Venser? I barely know her. I barely know her. Alright, we're getting there. Venser is toxic. We're gonna have to let him through this time. But we'll use Prophecydetic Memory to put a counter on our Innocence so that we can block it next time. Which should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. Ooh, Corpses of the Lost. That is tempting. Not gonna lie. That is very tempting. That is very tempting. Maybe we do just race. You know what? I think we race. Get rid of Backstreet's back, alright. Play the Corpses of the Lost. Yeah, this is going to be way better. This is going to be way better. We're going to race Poison, guys, and it's going to be nuts. Nuts! If you crash the Crayon color market, that just means the speculators will jump ship. But it's also a good opportunity to buy shares in the devalued color before the market corrects itself. Wise words, Brownie Man. Alright, Corpses back in our hand. We're going to hit him for 9 next turn. It's going to be disgusting. Come at me. Come at me with your toxicity. The toxicity of our city. I mean, we could play another Enduring Innocence. It feels greedy, though. I think it's just better to be hyper-aggressive. Hyper-aggressive. That's right. Get out of here, you hybrid. Beat it! 7 life to our 2 poison counters. I think we're racing you, Poison. The Skelly does, Chunky. What are you talking about? It absolutely does. Look at all those Voidwing hybrids. We're up to 5 poison counters. 5. You can only draw off it once a turn. So that's why we didn't draw a second card off of it. I think... Man, I know what I want to do. I know what I want to do. Alright, let's do this. Take a chance on something, star you got. All the live long day. Here we go. Get to draw 2. Oh, I guess it didn't trigger the Enduring Innocence. Very strange. Very strange. Alright, he's probably going to have lethal if we swing this turn, unfortunately. Hey, Bandit, could you stop snoring into my microphone? Thank you. Silly Bandit. Silly pupper thinking he can go around snoring. Alright, so. We gotta kill one of them. Gotta kill one of them. We go to 7. Because for all we know, he could have 2 1-mana proliferate spells in his hand. We can't take the chance. We've got 6. I don't know if it's enough. I don't think it's enough. I don't believe it's enough. Alright, let's do this. Case. Wow, we are so close. So close. So close. We are so close. Do you guys have any idea how close we are? So insanely close. But it's just not enough. It's just not enough. We're still gonna do it. We gotta hold back the 4-2 because we can't kill him this turn no matter what. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Goes to 3. We've got our 1 blocker for a Skull Dweller. If he has any proliferate cards in his hand, that's it. And he probably does. Oh, the worst luck. The worst. The absolute worst. Was there something we could have done differently, guys? Alright, this is fine, I think. We're going to keep it. Try to play the Glimmer out first. Try to have some luck with it. We're going to keep the Builder's Talent. We've got 4 lands. We've got a lot of value. Bandit's Talent. We'll dump the Teferi and hope to get it back with Builder's Talent eventually. Since we don't need it anytime soon. Oh shit. Right. It's also good to dump the Teferi because he's a long ways away from being able to play it off Tiny Bones. Which is definitely important. But we're going to go with the Glimmer first. That puts him in a difficult situation where now he needs to choose between continuing to attack my hand or dealing with the Glimmer. Okay, he's just going to play Arena. Interesting choice. Don't know why you would attack with it. You can't play the Teferi, and I can do more damage to you cracking back. Seems weird. Seems very weird. Do we play the Builder's Talent, or do we play the Case of the Stashed Skeleton? I guess it's probably better to play the Builder's Talent first. Draw a card. Swing for 2. Tie it up. And now we have lots of potential card draw online. We want black and white, but we don't have any. We have black and blue and white and blue. Discard a card. Man, so rude. Get rid of the Meticulous Archive. Go for the Throat the Glimmer. Sure. No blocks. You don't have any mana left. We'll block you on a turn where you can actually play something. Yes, it is chunky. It absolutely is. Well, I think we want to start with this. We'll go Sewers. Dump the land. And do we want to make a copy? Probably not. Probably just want to pick up one of those. Level it up. Level up the Builder's Talent. It's fine. I wanted to see what we drew first, though. So it's okay that we missed a little bit of extra value there. See, now he wants to get through and actually play something, because he can play the Teferi. And we're going to say, no bueno. We'll lose a token. Sucker. ℍ𝕆𝐿𝐷. Oh, here we go. We're going to keep everything in our hand to help combat Bandit's talent.
Don't feel bad when you lose.
Do that. Draw a card.
It's meant to be shared.
Get some value for Teferi and for this. Like, yeah, we lose some life, but we'll deal with that eventually. We will deal with that eventually. Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Okay. Doesn't have removal, though. If he attacks with Tiny Bones, we're definitely going to kill it. We're going to let ℍ𝕆𝐷 through. We can just get it back later. But we need this to get high enough to potentially kill ℍ𝕆𝐷. And we actually don't want to draw more cards because we're going to take more damage off of ℍ𝕆𝐷, which is going to be a problem. So we have to slow down that aspect of it. Which is kind of problematic. This thing has Death Touch too. And it has flying. So we almost definitely need to play Overlord. Well, we'll start with the Overlord. Dark Overlord of the universe. Like, that was bound to happen, so... I think... we'll do it like this. Offer to trade with the Conqueror. Now, if he attacks, we can kill everything unless he uses some removal. So we'll see. We will see what he does here. Duress me. Want a chest to chest me? You don't want none of that. Maybe he does want some of that. Got rid of the Caretaker's talent. Probably good for us.
No more distractions.
We really need to be not drawing cards. Gonna make me discard.
Drop it.
Gonna make me discard. Sure. I think the lifelink matters a little bit more here, and it can be a chump blocker. So even though we don't really want to draw more cards, I think this edges out the case for the card to keep. Alright, swinging with everything. Definitely gonna do the damn thing. And he's probably got... Oh, he doesn't have any removal. Why is he swinging with everything? He's out of cards. Damn, dude's out of his mind. Dude is out of his mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I probably want to draw a card. Or a couple. While he doesn't have a Sheoldred. Caretaker's talent. I think we sheltered by ghosts the bandit's talent. Or we could just hold on to it. That might be better. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do it this way. Get Liliana down to 2.
You know,
He can sack his Liliana to make me sack one of my dudes. Or he can uptick and make me discard my Glimmer to get to a point where the bandit's talent's working again. But at the very least, he doesn't get to draw an extra card right now. Counters. Nice. So now even if he upticks, we get to kill the Lily.
you won't be outsmarted.
Goodbye, Glimmer. So we are going to take 2 from the bandit's talent. It's okay, though. 4. Alright, we need card advantage for sure. Two and 2. So we'll go like this. Make a copy. Draw some more cards. Play land. we need to gain life. So we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. We're going to eat the bandit's talent. We're going to put one counter here. We're going to put the other counter there. So yeah, we attack the Lily with the 3 power skeleton, kill it. Attack for 10 and gain 10 life. And he's 1 turn away from death. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.